Cool. Now you can see my weird looking background, but I can sit down at least. So when I lash, I go back and forth usually, because you never know exactly how many lashes are on one eye and how many are on the other. If you assume, or you assume when you're starting this eye has the same amount of this eye, you're completely mistaken, because no eye has the same amount of lashes. So if you start on the eye with less lashes on them, with more lashes on them, and you finish that eye and you move over to the next, you have to compensate by either removing some here because there's not enough lashes to attach to here, or you have to apply more, right, which is going to overweigh your natural lashes, obviously. So I tend to go in sections, and I do, let's say, 6 on that eye, 6 on that eye, 6 on that, 6 on that, and I move back and forth. I don't do 1, 1, 1, 1. I usually do quite a few and then do them on the other side. Hope that makes sense. Concave. Oh, you precious e-crow. Concave, do you mean the wrapping? Wrap. Fine art, so hard. It is, very. Faye says, you despise removing these over 4D, can't but not appear them as much. Insane, but retention is excellent. Yeah, that's exactly right. How do you get it to wrap properly? A lot of practice, the right glue, the right humidity, a good natural lash, amazing lashes that actually don't have any residue on them, because a lot of lashes, volume lashes, still have quite a bit of residue on them, and lots of practice. Yeah, that's it. You have to put a fan on and kind of slide it down a little bit, make it wrap. It's hard to explain in a quick video. This is what in-person training is for, in online courses, so you can see it properly in front of you and you can rewatch it. Hang on. Can't tell, I've been up. You've been waiting for this for a long time. Oh, you still have a hard time wrapping? Yeah, just keep on trying. Yeah, so the T-bar, well, the best tip with the T-bar is have really good lashes. With really good lashes, when you pick them up, I don't personally experience any T-bar whatsoever if I use the Lash Tribe lashes, and other people's lashes as well. And with some brands, you just will get the T-bar happening. If you have a T-bar happening, let's say this is your T-bar, grab your fan like that, and then kind of manipulate it on the tape, like push it down slightly and let slightly go of the tension on your tweezers, so they kind of come back together a bit, and then you can put it in the glue and it will suck it back together. Sandra, how do you control the pressure to the natural lash when applying volume? Well, I don't really find I do tend to work with very much pressure, and if I do pressure, it's usually more so towards rather than down or up or sideways, if that makes sense. You don't really need to use much pressure when you're actually applying it. You need a lot of pressure when you're holding it. That's why I say humidity is so important, because if you don't have the right humidity, your glue will set too quickly, and when you then get it onto the natural lash, you do need a lot of pressure to pry that base apart with the glue who's already setting, and then try and get it in. Does that make sense? If your adhesive, I say glue, adhesive, whatever comes into my mind, if the adhesive is setting at a great rate, you just apply the thing, put a tiny bit of pressure but downwards towards the actual lash line, if that makes sense, and then it will just kind of pop open, for me anyway. Sandra, I'm probably cheating, but unrest on my baby finger and isolation tweezer. What do you mean with that? I don't quite understand that. I find you get T-bar with the remove, place and fan by rolling technique. With a wriggle, you get a point every time. You get, like, I get a point every time. Honestly, I do. If you, I'm just trying to think with all the methods that I teach online and in person, if people pick up T-bars a lot. If there's any of my students watching here, do you get many T-bars with the methods that I'm teaching you? And if so, which ones? Let me know, because I can't think of one that I use now that gives me T-bar a lot. And if it does, then I just pick up the fan with the T-bar and push the T-bar slightly onto the tape, the sticky part of the tape, while releasing the pressure a little bit. That's what I find. Now I know, I don't remember the name who had the question about the eye. Let me just check, I forgot the question. Twitchy eyes, that's right. Karina Isaacs, she asked, hi Julia, how do you work on clients that twitch the eyes? There's lots and lots and lots of different things that you can do. Let's say, for example, the eyes are twitching just a wee little bit, yeah? What I usually do is I kind of stroke their forehead, and I kind of apply pads or microfoam tape over the top of the eyelids like that, just to kind of give them a bit of pressure, because that releases the nerve endings, and it, like, not releases but relaxes the nerve endings in the eyes by just giving a little bit of pressure. You know when someone is twitching or your eyes twitching, you go like this and it kind of stops a little bit. That's what I do. Relaxing music, nice candles on, beautiful heavy blanket which relaxes them. If the twitch is medically induced for whatever reason, they just have a twitch eye, what I do, and I go close up now, and I excuse my wrinkles and stuff, and my makeup is shiny and old, but what you do is you literally take your tweezers or your fingers and you pry the lashes apart like that, and then you apply very thin sticky strip from top to bottom and glue the eyes shut. That's what you do. I use the Nextcare sensitive tape. It's this blue tape that I cut the tiniest thinnest strip, and then we'll place it from here to there to shut the eye. I then move it across as I, you know, lash different areas. People talk about coin tricks and stuff. I used to tell people about that 2 years ago, but it's not only unhygienic, it's also really annoying to try and work over a cone. I just don't do it. Okay, what else do we have? Stina, is wrapping easier with 0.5 versus 0.3? I don't think so. I guess as a beginner, it's easier to work with thicker diameters. But now that I've been lashing with 0.3s for like over a year, it's not really that much of a difference to me personally. But yes, in the beginning it is easier with 0.5s, I would say. Trina, mine fall apart at the bottom. What do you mean? The fan? That if it falls apart on the bottom, you're not holding your tweezers correctly and you're letting go too fast. Megan says, I took your mega volume course. I don't get T-bars. Yay, preach. Well done, Megan. Lash Tribe pickup. Yeah, it's the fastest, isn't it? And when you get that like 10D and you just pick it up from the side, it literally just goes straight into point, doesn't it? I love it. Faye, when I place the fan, I need to steady myself. I sometimes put my baby finger down on their face to hold really still or raise my isolation tree slightly. Yeah, that's fine. And rest my puck up tweezer, or pick up tweezer on it when attaching the fan. You know, whatever works for you. Honestly, sometimes I even use my little finger to re-isolate if I have enough nail on it, and obviously I disinfect my hands in between in the beginning. Whatever works for you, as long as your client is safe, yeah, as long as you're not pointing tweezers towards them. Such a good idea, yay. Anyone tried gel pad over the eyelid to hide light and stop twitching? Yes, that's what I was just talking about. You think I have nice skin. Thank you, it's good makeup. Trina, you're not sure if you're using too much pressure. Are you in any of my courses? If you are, send a video to the inner circle, to the VIP group, and I'll have a look at it and I'll tell you. And if you're not in my course, you know, if any of you are interested in doing any more really in-depth training and having videos there that you can refer back to, then you have some links at the top, and I'm happy to post them below as well. There's hundreds of people worldwide in the Lash Tribe online courses. It's just great to refer back to, you know, because when you do face-to-face training, it's amazing because someone is watching over your shoulder and the trainer can correct you there straight away if they don't have like 20 people in the class. I usually only train with like 3 to 5, and you know, once you're gone from that training, that's it. You have the ongoing support obviously, but you don't have any videos to rewatch and see application and dipping and taping and all the nitty-gritty and all that sort of stuff. There's like hundreds of videos in my online courses together, so it's up the top, the link if you're interested. Do you rest your arms on the pillow to anchor? Yes, I do. So I always rest my elbows at least, and like, let's say this is a pillow, I just tend to do this and then lash from there like that. Yeah, so rest your arms and your hands as much as you can, because it will make sure that you don't get fatigued too quickly and you're not damaging anything in your arms or your neck and your back as well. Sit nice and straight. I always slouch down. I do that too while I'm talking now. Like, sit nice and straight. Correct yourself as much as you can. Have your feet flat on the ground. Have a nice little, I like working with a saddle stool with rolls, because I can just go back and forth and roll around and make sure I can adjust my positioning. But whatever chair works for you, but I find saddle stools are supportive, very good for my back. Faye, Julia, are your online courses good for me to take to get insured here in the UK? I want to retrain in volume and learn more. My training courses are not naturally accredited in the UK. I know that some of the online courses over there are, but you know what? Honestly, I think I have more so people that do online training that have already trained in the past. Either they had a really shitty experience and they wasted a lot of money, or they just wanted to have that ongoing support and videos to refer back to. Yeah, face-to-face training is most of the time 3 times as much as the online courses are. So a lot of the time people will just grab an online course as like an extra add-on thing. If you are in Australia, volume, there's nothing certified course going on in volume training whatsoever. So yeah, you're totally fine to take it anywhere in the world. Most of my people come from the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the US, obviously. Karina, do you teach how to build your business on your course too? I'm saving to get your volume training online. Yes, I am. In fact, I've literally just started. And let me know if there's any of my business course students here of my 6-week business transformation, which is like a 6-week course that teaches you everything about Facebook and Instagram, how to talk to your clients, how to make sales, how to do retail. We talked about that today actually in a live video just before. And I also have my mastermind. If you want to check it out, it's all on lashtribe.com.au. Sue, the online courses are amazing, saved my career. I'm so glad, Sue. I remember the first time I met you. That was in Perth, wasn't it? And we had been chatting before, and you kept asking me, should I do it? I'm glad it actually worked out for you, because I know it's scary, you know, to jump into something, spending that money, and you just don't know what you're going to get out of it, and wasting that money. Yeah, I'm very, very glad you are part of it, my inner circle. Sandra, will you travel to teach your volume class? Yes, in fact, I have dates for Sydney. Where do you live, actually, Sandra? If you don't live in Sydney, then there's no point. I'm going to be overseas as well, but I'm going to teach business, everything business, while I'm overseas. But I'll try maybe and fit a volume class, and depending on the sort of interest that is there over in Canada. I'm going to be in Montreal and Toronto and then New York in May. So it's going to be exciting. So hang on. I need a Lash Tribe certificate on your wall. Yes. They're pretty. They're really nice. It took me a long time to design those. Catherine, you're in my 6-week business transformation and it's been awesome so far. Yay. And Trina, yes. Are you in Canada? Whereabouts? Close to Vancouver. Oh, I don't think I'll be anywhere close, unfortunately. Ugh. When will I be in Sydney? September. I can't tell you the exact dates, but there's a 2-day volume class, which also includes some business and branding and marketing stuff on day 2. as well. I don't know the dates. Go to lashtribe.com.au so you can be sure when I'm coming. Come to Western Canada. I wish I could. I'm in Australia, which is like 24 hours away, and I have two small children as well. 4. He turned 4 today, actually, 4 and 6. So it's a little bit hard to travel too much for me at the moment. What else do we have? New York. Yes, I am coming to New York in May. I think on the 9th of May I'm going to have a business course, and if there is enough interest and someone can lend me their salon to actually teach in, because I haven't got any connections to an actual salon in New York, I am happy to extend and do a volume class as well. So just PM me. Eden, this really makes me want to take a volume course from you. Wish you were coming to Minnesota. Minnesota! It reminds me of this, what is it, birds. There's a tiny soda to it. So cute. Unfortunately, I'm not coming to Minnesota, but the online courses are a great option for volume for sure, because you don't need to be, for insurance, you don't need to have any certificates that are nationally recognized for volume. You only need your classic lashes certificate. Volume is an upskill in most countries, but I would double check. Anastida, I hope I say that correctly. Great news, I will traveling to Sydney. Awesome. That's awesome to hear. How to find out more about the info course in Toronto? I'm working on the websites at the moment. That's for the business. In Toronto, I will actually be there for the NALA, N-A-L-A conference and awards. If you haven't heard about that, make sure you go onto Facebook, which you are now, obviously, what is it? Just type in N-A-L-A and it will come up. Let me just grab a sip of water quickly. I'm also currently doing a 2-liter challenge where I have to drink at least 2 liters of water a day, and I've been talking for the last 3 hours for my inner circle and my clients, and keep coughing, sorry. Hey Paola, I finished Classic and Volume course by Julia. I'm currently enrolled to do 2 more courses of hers. All the courses are amazing. Yay! You have come so far. I remember from when you started to now, your sets are amazing. Texas. I can't come to Texas, but if you ever want to have a really, really good trainer in Texas, Google or go to Instagram and type in Maven, M-A-V-E-N, and I think it's _TM, I believe. Her name is Trina, and she is an amazing volume teacher if you want to have good training by someone. There would be many who would love for you to come to Western Canada. I wish I could this year, but I can't quite fit it in. I have so much travel coming up. Western Canada is probably closer to me than the East, but I now have booked in all the East, and you know, Toronto and Montreal and New York are all nice and close, so that's probably a bit more handy for me this time. Donna, I have lashes for volume that lift well and some stick too well. What should I look for when buying lashes? That is a great question. Let me take another sip. So when you are buying volume lashes, and I'm not, you know, saying that there is only 1 or 2 brands out there that have great volume lashes. There's many brands out there that have excellent volume lashes, and it took me months and hundreds of dollars to find the brand that I have now. So what you would look for is, firstly, that they're nice and black, yeah? Hold them against the light and have a look if there's like a slight tinge of blue. If that's what you like, then that's awesome, go ahead and do that. But I find most of my clients prefer more black. That's the first thing. Make sure the curl is always consistent and the curl stays the same. Make sure that the sticky part, actually let me grab a tray of lashes so I can explain it better to you. Okay, so when you have a tray of lashes, make sure that the sticky part that the lashes are applied to is not lifting up at the back all the time. That is a pain in the ass because you can't actually fan on the strip very well. So imagine trying to do volume fanning, but the sticky part keeps moving up. So make sure it's nice and attached. I've had so many brands that people raved about before I, started stocking my own for the Lash Tribe brand. And I loved them one time, and then the next time the stickiness, went. And that's not the fault of the company, that's the fault of the supplier or the manufacturer. And sometimes it's hard to find a really good manufacturer. Like I said, it took me months to do that. Another thing you want to look for, obviously look from the side. You can't see it very well like this now because it's all glued into the thing. You need to look for consistent curl all the way throughout, nice and dark. And that when you take them off the strip, there's no residue. The best way to find out about that is just literally grab your... I have to grab my tweezers. Hang on. I've probably got another 5 minutes, so I have to wrap this up. So you grab... let me just grab something out. Hang on. These are 7mm. I should have probably grabbed better, longer lashes. But they'll do for now. Also, what I find helps, and a lot of brands have it these days, is that you actually have the numbering system and the mil and stuff written on the bottom too, so you can cut little strips, and then you know exactly what you're working with, which, a lot of people have these days, which is good. So when you're picking up, you need to make sure that these don't stick to anything. So you need to literally let them fall down. And then you can see when they separate, or you can't see because Facebook Live sucks with clarity in the picture, they don't stick together. If you do this, and you can see nothing has stuck together. But if you do that and they stick together, get rid of them. You cannot do volume with them. You can maybe do classics with them if you pick up 2 or 3 at the same time, but even then, the stickiness not only adds weight, it will also, when you dip it into the glue and the sticky residue will react. They have an exothermic reaction. They have some sort of reaction, and it won't really attach to the lash very well. Hope that helps. I think that's about it. Yeah, and make sure that when you order from that company, they're consistent in their lashing approach, basically, like consistent curl, consistent color, that they don't lose their curl and they don't stick to anything and nothing lifts off funnily. You're in Michigan, but you think you could make it to New York. That'd be awesome, Kristen. How do you cope juggling kids with a business? I actually made a video about that. Actually, I did go live. I said in the beginning of the video I didn't go live this year yet, but there's a video. If you just scroll down, there is a video about how I juggle everything and how much it sucks in a way of trying to do everything and how much help I need actually with it. Full-time lashing from home, dedicated to work, no balance. And you probably also feel guilty, don't you? Mummy guilt. Aren't they good, the kids, trying to give us mummy guilt, even though they don't really have it. But we think we are not very good. Maven TD, that's the one, Megan. Yes, Maven TD, not T. What did I say? TS? TM? TD, yeah. Check her out if you are in Texas. Or if you are in America, full stop. She's really, really good. She does not offer any online training, I think, so you have to go see her in person. Eden is the bane of my life, pulled all directions. I'm not really sure what that means. Eden, it's the bane. Oh, you probably were replying to someone's comment, right? For UK, I'd say Lab Lashes by Merlin, Killian, have the best curl consistency and fan themselves almost. Yes, well, that's great. I have not tried them. I have tried many, many different lashes. Loretta's lashes, Flawless by Loretta, are actually my favorite before I started having my own brand, because as a trainer, you kind of have to have your own brand at some stage. But Loretta's lashes were good, and she's in the UK. I have not tried anyone else from the UK. No. Yes, I do need a UK distributor. I do. Hands up. And what are your tweezer brand? I would like a pair of that. These ones are the Lash Tribe brand. They are found on lashtribe.com.au. They are the beginners volume tweezers. I think they're like something $30. They're really cheap. You're welcome, Donna. Stephanie, Lash Tribe lashes are the best I've tried. Awesome, I love it. Yes, Maven is amazing. Yep, Mummy Guild, Fiance Guild. Yes, you love Loretta. I love Loretta too. She's my lash bestie. I have to go. I've got to go now. I've been here for a while. I have to do some shopping. I thank you very much for your attendance. I hope you learned something. And again, if you would like to know more about any online courses, to know further education and to refer back to it any time and see really close-up filmed stuff and see the wrapping and everything, yeah, there's some links above. I have classic courses, volume courses, mega volume courses, and business courses as well. You are very welcome. I will see you all very soon. Bye.